All right, we got a 2008 Honda Odyssey with a 3.5, and there's a little gasket down here that actually is leaking on this valve, and that's the gasket that is leaking. So Honda doesn't actually sell this. They sell the whole component for $400, but if you go on eBay, you can find it for about $5. So I'm gonna replace both this one, and there's a base gasket that's underneath here. So I gotta take the whole valve cover off. So I'm gonna take the intake off, show you how to do it.
Okay, so now we're gonna take these upper plumbing bolts off.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Okay, now we have to take these plumbing bolts out.
Right here.
Okay, now we have to take the air intake off.
Okay.
Hey, there's a couple of clips we have to take off. Yeah, I mean, Dad, why can't I do this?
This one right here.
It took us a little time while we were paused to get the clip off.
Yeah, that one took a second. This one's pretty simple. Take that one off.
There's a few hoses we gotta take off.
And 2 hoses under there. We have to get off. Those are full of coolant, so we'll leak a little bit.
Okay, those are off.
Yep, leaking a little bit. But they're off. And the intake's gotta come off now.
Okay, here it comes. Okay, there's a few clips and wires we gotta take off. We're gonna take off the bolts holding the ignition coils. Okay, we gotta pull them out. Okay, we're gonna remove the bolts to the valve cover. We're gonna crack the valve cover for adhesion. I want to put some of that. Okay, we gotta clean the edge all the way around.
Okay, you really gotta clean off all the old Permatex around here too. Make sure you clean that off. Use a razor blade. That's what I use, or a scraper. But you gotta get all of that stuff off.
Okay, we took this gasket off and we got the ones we got from eBay.
Yep. So you take that plate off. And there's a gasket underneath here. It has a screen on it. So that's where the new one is gonna go. And you put it down here and put the plate back on, and then there's another gasket.
Use a pick to pry that out. Okay, just push the new one in. Okay, now we're gonna tighten these 3 bolts back up. Make sure you get some Permatex in those corners. Okay, freshen up the gasket and put it back on.
New gasket on there. Good job.
Dad.
Wait.
We're tightening up the valve cover. Okay, take the intake
Gasket.
and replace the gasket.
Yep.
Clean the bottom. Okay, now we're putting it back on. Start all your bolts by finger. Okay, snug your bolts nice and tight, but don't wrench them down really tight. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna work them inside to outside. So you start on the inside and you go out. So the gasket doesn't get torqued funky going down. Back on.
Put this upper plenin piece back on.
Yep.
Tighten all these by hand. Put the ignition coils back in. Okay, then tighten up those bolts or nuts.
Yep, the nuts.
Okay, now hook up all your hoses again and your clips. Don't forget these coolant lines right over here. Ooh, look at that, that's dirty. Put your hose clamps back on. Okay, we're gonna put all the connectors back on. Now.
Okay, there's two down here you don't want to forget. Those are the O2 sensor ones. So put those back in.
Start it up, make sure it's running right.
Yep, no hoses, everything's plugged back in. No hoses undone. And we're gonna see if this is leaking oil where that little thing was going bad.
We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.